everybody, to The Play. It's Tuesday, June 18th. I'm Dave Morris. We'll take a look at some of the stories you can expect in your editions of the Oklahoman on tomorrow and on newsok.com. Among those stories, an NTSB report has been released on that train crash in the Oklahoma Panhandle from last summer. We'll take a look at some education rankings for 2 universities in the state, and those temporary pet shelters from the tornado are set to close tomorrow. But first, an update on some news coming into us. The Oklahoman's Brian Dean is reporting a valedictorian is missing, and Nick Tragax from the Oklahoman's newsroom, I'll let you fill us in on this.
Yeah, we just found out about this really here in the past half hour or so. We spoke to the parents of a student who just graduated from Claflin School of Advanced Studies. His name is August Rieger. Him and his family were on vacation in Ecuador. They went for a hike in the mountains, and August got a little bit ahead of the group and then just vanished. They don't know where he is right now. This was Sunday night, and a massive search now has unfolded in Ecuador. The military there is involved. They're thinking that 2 likely options right now are, one, that he may have been kidnapped, and you never know with Central America and South America and tensions there. The other, perhaps he took a bad step and fell off the side of the trail down the mountain or something like that. Neither one of them obviously is a great option for the family, but we've been in contact with them over the phone, and we're trying to bring our readers up to speed on what's happening down there.
Search efforts continue with that family.
Yeah.
All right, another story that came out today. The NTSB report was released. It's a story our Chris Castile is working on. This involved the train crash from last summer.
Yeah, there was a hearing in Washington, D.C. today that Chris was covering, and some very troubling findings from the report. The NTSB is suggesting that one of the train engineers had severe vision problems, so much so that he couldn't see the signals that were supposed to tell him whether to stop his train or proceed forward on the tracks. And what they think happened is that he blew through a signal that he should have stopped at. It caused the collision, of course, where 3 people died. One guy jumped off the train and was able to survive. But I think a lot of people remember, the images we had in our newspaper on News OK last summer of this massive smoke plume when these 2 trains collided and derailed. But the question we're asking now is, why was this engineer still allowed to pilot the train? And it looks like the train company may have known that he had vision problems.
Another report Silas Allen is tracking, perhaps a little bit troubling. It's a consumer ratings report, if you will, about 2 universities.
Yeah, this is a report from the U.S. News and World Reports. And what it looks at is the effectiveness of some education programs. And this is a list you don't really want to be on. But 2 schools in Oklahoma have now ended up on the list, East Central in Ada and Northeastern in Tahlequah. And the report specifically cites their teacher training programs. And in bad news for the school, the report says it's not worth your time or money to go attend these programs to get trained to become a teacher. So we're following up with the schools. We imagine they'll have a very different take on this report.
And another follow-up, you'll remember from the storms, there were pets that were not claimed from their owners. Some temporary pet shelters were set up. What's the update on this?
Well, there's 2 temporary pet shelters and plus the Oklahoma City Animal Shelter. All 3 are housing pets from the storms right now. And, we're coming up on now about a month after the first one, and they have announced that the deadline is coming up. If you haven't claimed your pet, these pets are now going to go up for adoption. They've said Sunday is the deadline. They're encouraging people who have lost a pet, and even if you're frustrated with searching, to maybe come by the shelters one last time and take a look to see if your pet's there, because if not, they're going to go up for adoption Sunday, and they hope to get all, I think, 200 some odd pets into new homes.
And if I read that correctly, the shelters close on Wednesday, the adoption's on Sunday.
That's right.
All right, Nick Tragakas, thanks for your time. And again, we led off with a valedictorian lesson from Claflin School of Advanced Studies down in Ecuador. So stick with newsok.com for updates on that. Report tomorrow. Have a great evening, everybody.